Did you just get your first RV and not sure what you're going to need to hook up for the first time? Stay tuned. We'll show you what you're going to need, at least some of what you're going to need to get you set up. All right, so you got your first RV and you're not sure where to start and what you're going to need to set up your RV for the first time. Well, the first thing, and probably arguably the most important thing, is your surge protector. You want to make sure you get a good surge protector before you hook your unit up. They come in different varieties. This one's a 30 amp. This is for the new rig we got behind us, but they also come in a 50 amp for the bigger units. They have the double air conditioners. They come in various price ranges. This one here is a little more higher end one, but it has more protection for all the sensitive electronics that go into these. And you're definitely going to want one of these. We'll show you all this stuff being installed later, but your first thing you're going to want is definitely a surge protector. Just like anything else, you got power, your sewer, and your water. So those are the three main things you're going to need. So next, for water, you're going to want a water pressure regulator. These water pressure regulators at these the water pressure at these RV parks, they vary crazily. And these RVs can't handle the big pressure. So you want to be able to make sure you get a water pressure regulator that can moderate it down to like 50 PSI or so, 55 maybe. So that way you're not putting too much pressure in your rig and risk blowing a line. So water pressure regulator, get a good one. And then you're going to want a good drinking water safe hose that you can hook from your water source into your pressure regulator. And you're also going to want a good water filter. This one here is entry level. I mean, they definitely have better ones that come along, but this one will get you started at a reasonable price. You're going to put that in line with your hose and your pressure regulator. We'll show you that a little bit later so you know how to hook those all up, but you're definitely going to want that. And you probably also want just a 90-degree angle for your hose, because on the outside of your rig, it'll go in like that. That way your hose can hang straight down and not, you know, have a weird angle on it. You know, only a few bucks. That's worth it. And then sewer leaves us to the sewer part. Get rid of all that waste. This here is the Rhinoflex hose. This one's pretty nice because it's kind of crush proof and it folds into itself. Really nice one, seals really well. There's a couple different varieties of these. You can find those online as well. You'll need that to hook up. We'll show you, like I said, we'll show you how to hook all this stuff up in the later in the video. Another item you would probably want is these are just the wheel stabilizer jacks. These go between your dual axle RVs, and they just put outward pressure on the wheel, stops them from moving side to side, kind of like a wheel chock. But they also help with the movement inside the RV when you're parked. So you're definitely going to want to get something like this. I mean, you could forego that for your first time setting up and just get the regular plastic wheel chocks, which you can't see them on here, but we already have them on this rig. They just block the wheels so your rig don't move. But this will help a lot because you're going to find that it's moving a lot when you're inside. This will mitigate some of that. Another thing you're going to need, this goes along with the sewer. This is what they call the Sidewinder. It's pretty much just a bridge with a slight angle to hold your sewer hose. So all the waste goes downhill to where it's supposed to go and doesn't get caught in your hose. These here, again, this is one of those things if you're on a tighter budget, you could forego. For now, just make sure you got the right slope on your hose so it drains correctly. You don't really need that. Next here, you have these blocks. These are leveling blocks that you would use on your RV for putting under your jacks. These are what you're gonna want right here. There's 10 of them and they're stackable, so you can use them for, you know, you can use more on one side, less on the other. Or even if you're pretty good with that and you just wanna put them under the wheels, this will help level you that way too. There's so many different things. They even have the Anderson levelers. Like if you're off side to side, you can back up on those. We don't have those here because they're not really needed, but they are options. These here are just tire covers to cover your wheels, protect them from the sun. Wheels are expensive, or the tires, so a few bucks, you're covering your wheels. Plus it looks pretty good too. So that there is basically the basic stuff you're going to need. You pretty much need to set up your rig and level. You need to provide water, sewer, and power to your unit. So, and this here takes care of all that. It seems like a lot, but I mean, like I said, there's cheaper versions of some of this. There's some stuff you could do without, but this is what we like to get a rig set up for the first time. So with that being said, let's start setting up this rig, and we'll show you what we're going to need, how these install and get put into your unit. So let's go do that. All right, the first thing we're going to do when we get our unit backed in is we're going to chock the wheels. We don't want this unit moving, you know, rolling anything when we disconnect it from the truck. So as you can see, we got these yellow ones in there. They do make bigger ones if you need a bigger set, but these work great for what we got, especially with those ones we're going to put in between here, which we'll show you. We're going to want to level this or chock our wheels first. Next, we're going to go around, and you can see the jack under there, the scissor jack on this particular RV. It's got to go down to something. So this has got such a gap under it. We're going to put a cinder block underneath or two, and then we're going to put them plastic leveling blocks we showed you. We'll show you those going in. All right, now that we have the front jack, that was the next thing we wanted to do, was get this where it needed to be. And we leveled the RV this way, front to back. We're already level side to side because we're on a flat pad. If you weren't, you'd have to bring up either side to adjust for that. We got that set. Next, we have the two blocks here with the blocks on top. We're gonna go those under each jack to try to take up the space. The shorter distance the jack has to go out, the more stable it is. So we're gonna do that all the way around and get this thing leveled out. All right, guys, next, in between the wheel here, it says where this goes. And it comes with a wrench for up top. It also comes with a drill adapter if you have it. If you want to use that, you're just gonna turn that until it pushes out against the wheels. Just center it the best you can. A little dark in there for you guys to see it for these black ones. There are other different varieties of these ones. They have the X Chocks, which is the brand name one, like the original. And then they have these kind and others like it, which are a little cheaper. These work just as good, really. We used them on a couple rigs so far. No issues at all. We'll get that centered in there. And then just tighten it until it puts outward pressure. You don't want to go crazy. All right, that's probably good on there. And then we'll go to the other side and do the same thing on the other side. All right, we have the wheel covers on and we have the wheel stabilizers in between all set up. The next thing we're going to do, the reason we did the wheels and stuff like that, that's usually part of the setup. This also happens to be, the wheels are by the slides. So once we bring the slides out, make it harder to get to those. So keep that in mind. Next, we're going to go hook power up to this unit. So on some of these, this one happens to have the solar to keep the battery going, but if not, you kind of want to hook up your power so when you're running out your slides, it doesn't drain hard from your battery. So we're going to go hook up the power on the other side. We'll show you that surge protector, get that hooked up. Okay, our next step, we're out here at the pedestal. We're going to plug in our surge protector. Like you see we have here, this is the Progressive Industries one. It does a little bit more. This tests for reverse polarity, open and closed ground, stuff like that. What you're going to want to do before you even hook it to your RV is to plug it in here, and this will do a self-check, and it'll come up with a code to let you know if everything's good. So we'll push that in. We'll come down here, read the readout. I know it's flickering for you guys, but that EO, if you get a code on the side of the surge protector, it'll tell you EO is normal operating condition. So we are good to go on this outlet here at this campground. So next we're going to do is hook in our RV power cord from here. And then we'll plug, hold this up please. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to shut off the breaker so we don't have the power here. That way we just plug our plug into there. We'll plug our plug into there and into our unit, then we'll turn the breaker back on. So let's get that going. All right, we have the plug into the RV, into our surge protector. We're just gonna flip the breaker inside, then our unit's powered up and we can get to setting this baby up. All right guys, we're gonna hook up our water right now. First thing we wanna do on this particular setup is hook up our pressure regulator. We wanna regulate the water coming out of the nozzle at the RV park. So we're just gonna hook this one up. And all this stuff we're using, we got links down in the description to all this stuff. They are affiliate links, so it helps our channel. We appreciate that, guys. But let's get that hooked up. Next, we're gonna hook up our water filter. And if you notice on them, it has a flow direction. So you wanna make sure your water's flowing that way. And it comes with this little piece of flexible hose for you. We're gonna put that on the bottom. One thing you wanna note when you're hooking up these filters, before you hook the hose to it and hook it to your rig, run a little water through them because you'll get a lot of that. It'll come out black. It's the carbon carbon dust that's in there, it's going to rinse that out. So we already did that, but you want to do that. Oh, we got a little bit came out. There we go. That's our rinse. Now we just got to get our drinking hose, hook it from here to our RV. Right here. And we're got a close one on this one, so we won't have to go far with this hose. So we're going to try to leave it somewhat coiled up if we can. Feed it under here. Right to our RV. And up here, this is our city water connection. This is that 90-degree brass fitting I was telling you guys about. It's better to have it on here so your hose hangs straight down instead of out here and then have pressure on it. So for a few bucks more, you're going to save your hose. We just screw that on. And our water's hooked up. And this is turnable if you want to open your outside shower or whatever you might have in the way on yours. Before you turn on the water out here though, make sure inside all the faucets are off, because if it came from a trip, you want to make sure that you have no leaks. So before we turn the pressure on, we'll make sure we check everything. So next, sewer hose. All right, we're on the back side doing our favorite thing, or everybody's favorite thing, the sewer. So this is our Sidewinder, which is like the little bridge. You can see the angle on it. That's going to help everything flow down the direction. So here's our outlet on our RV that we're going to hook into. So we want to go from there to the water connection or the sewage connection down there. You'll see it down there. So we're going to stretch this out to reach that, and then we'll put our sewer hose on it. So let's get that done. All right, now that we got our hose set on our Sidewinder, you can see it goes all the way down there. Our first connection is going to be here at the RV. What you want to do before you take this cap off is make sure all the valves are closed. There's 3 of them on this one, because when you pull this, you don't want that big surprise that might come out. It might still come out, so keep yourself clear. You should be wearing gloves when you mess with this. Then you do a little twist there, all hooked up, ready to go. Now we're going to go down to this end. We do have the elbow. The clear ones are nice so you can see when you're flushing. Make sure you get nice clear water coming out that you're good. This is another easy hookup. Once you can get your thing out of the ground, gotta get a tool. All right guys, we got this out with a pair of channel locks. This screws in, they are threaded, so it'll screw in just like that did. And this here is it's like goes in, you'll see the little notches. It's like a little quarter turn. You line those notches up and then lock it into place. Get your hose, put it into position, quarter turn. And there you go. You are set and ready to drain. We'll just set this cap next to it. And that pretty much is your sewer, your water, and your power. So you're pretty much hooked up on that. So, well, there you have it, guys. That's the basic stuff you're gonna need if you got a new RV, you're new to it and you wanna set it up. Plus we showed you how to set all those up. A couple other things you might want that we didn't mention is you're gonna want some toilet chemicals to put in your holding tank. These are the ones that came with the sewer hose, so it gives you something to start with. These are just the drop-in type. They also have the concentrated liquid. You can find the one that works best for you. You know, you like the scent of it, it smells better. And also electric meter, since those surge protectors are expensive, get yourself some kind of lock. Like that, we just bought this kind. And the surge protector has a little collar on it, so you can lock it to the pedestal. They are very expensive, so just a peace of mind when you're traveling around, you're in some of these RV parks, lock it up. We have had stuff stolen before, so we take these precautions now. I know some of the parks, for safety reasons in certain counties, they don't allow you to lock them up. That's a chance you're gonna have to take, but that's just another thing. Anything we showed you guys in this video or anything, if you have any questions, comments, or anything, please hit us up down in the comment section below. We get to all of them. Yeah, and all the stuff we use, we have links to those down below in the comment section also, or actually in the video description. We have links to those, and they are affiliate links. They help us out a lot. They help the channel. We appreciate that. And because of you, we got that super thanks button. Don't forget to hit that up and give that a try. And also the subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when we post another video. We got another video coming out, the tour of this RV here. and you never know what's going to come out next. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Try something new.